Turn on Do Not Disturb. Oh, sorry. Oopsies. We're gonna get started. Hello, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. There might be an echo.
All right, maybe I solved that. How's everyone doing? I'm Steve from Mac84. We are streaming upstairs. Hopefully that killed the echo. My apologies. I have no idea what I'm doing because I'm an idiot. Let me know if that fixed it, please. All right, good. Seems I fixed it. Excellent. Yeah, this should really be down here, but what are you going to do? Hi. So it's been a while since I did a stream. And I figured I'd archive more floppy disks. I found boxes upon boxes upon boxes of disks. So we're going to be trying to archive those. Good night, Mike. I will be playing around with a few different views this time. I'm not really sure how this is all going to go. But hopefully it'll work out. First off, let's just say hello to everybody in the chat. We have Trina, we have Drake, who says don't copy that floppy, but I'm going to do it anyway. Garth is making supper, but he'll be here. Mike, hello. Eric, hello. Retrofox, hello. Plazzy Williams, hello. 50 Shades of Beige, up to archiving old manuals and documents as always. Always awesome. I can't believe the great stuff that you find and how thorough and everything you are. So fantastic. Jeremy's Vintage Hillbilly Shack. Tev Rudin's here. Nick is here. Bill's here. Carthor's here. Frank's here. Last Carvin's here. Nick Lopez is here. Richard's here. A lot of people showed up today. Ian's here. Rudy is here. Biggie John. Richard. Who else? Who else? My goodness. People will just keep floating by. Greg's here. My goodness, we got a freaking huge super chat from 50 Shades of Beige. What? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Happy Australia Day for when the 26th arrives at your end of the globe. Well, that'll be in just a few hours. I'll be sure to celebrate that. I don't know how, but I'll figure it out. Thank you very much for the super chat. Yep, that certainly is going to help pay for a lot more alcohol and a lot more cotton buds for cleaning these floppies. And we're going to get to all the stuff that goes on here in a moment, but thank you very much. That's very, very kind of you, Michael. We have K-Mac Vintage. Hello, K-Mac. How you doing? Frank S. is here. Raw Elements is here. And I think I'm all caught up. Chris Logan's here. All right, Alan's here. I think we're all caught up. If I didn't say hello to you, hello to everybody. Hopefully everyone is doing good. It is raining pretty rough here as well. It's thundering right now too, which is pretty crummy. I don't know if that'll be a proper celebration, Retrofox. May take back his super chat there. Still snowy in part of Toronto. My goodness. Well, anyway, we're going to try and stay dry here. Patrick, my goodness. Well, thank you very much, Patrick, guys. Eep for the super chat. It's been a while. I'm sure you can find a way to use it. You know what? Yes. I will use it responsibly. All right, so what are we doing here? Well, we have a few things going on. So let me change the camera back to the one I could move around without it falling off the arm. But my goodness, Eep, thank you very much, Patrick. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. As you see, my stomach. All right, so we have the Applesauce. This is the device we're going to be using. And it is a USB interface between the Macintosh here and slightly old Macintosh equipment. So I have my Mac Studio here. And we have the Applesauce up top. We have a camera pointed directly at the floppy drive so you can see me doing whatever. And yeah, here we go. That's going to be it. I'm streaming on my Mac Studio, which is going to handle it perfectly because this thing's a beast. But I don't have all my scenes set up and everything. So if I'm a little fiddly, that's just the way it's going to be. All right, so let's switch over back to here. We have a few things on the screen. On my second screen, so I'm going to be looking a lot this direction. I'm also using a different microphone. I'm using my Rode Wireless Go Microphone 2, which the kind donations are going to probably help pay for. No, it's already paid off. So if that's weird or anything, I can always change it. But we have a few things on the second screen here. We have our Applesauce software, which is running in this window. We have a camera pointing down to the floppy disk drive, which we'll be using. This is a 1.4 meg drive, but we could also put an 800K drive there if we want. We also have an instance of Mini VMac up and running. This is an emulator, so we could just drag a disk in. Let's see. Let's get an example here for you fine folks, because the whole point is to try and just test things out and see if they work. And not all of them will, like that one. Let's see. Oh yeah, here's all the previous ones. There's a few system disks here. Yeah, this utilities disk should do it. There we go. And see, boots right from the disk image that we have archived. Isn't that freaking cool? So this, I believe, is a Macintosh 2 flavor of Mini VMac, but that's what we're working with today. All right, cool. Sorry, the chat goes away whenever I click away because I'm an idiot. So let me just keep this here. Floppy drive ASMR, you got that right. Now the Applesauce is one of those things that is currently unavailable due to a lot of, I guess, constraints with supply chain stuff. So there is a link in the video description for where you can find out more about this fantastic device. Obviously, you know, with the supply chain stuff, you can't really get one right now, but hopefully that'll change very soon. But hello, Bruce. Hello, everything is broken. Anybody else I missed? Sad Mac. Hello, hello. Bruce, get a nice cold drink and just point that fan on you and just don't stop. All right, cool. So let's get ourselves going here, I guess. So I did try and archive some of these floppies before with the... oh, what the heck is a stupid thing called? The CryoFlux. I always want to call it Cairo, like, you know, the place. But CryoFlux is the name of it. Yes, I made my little short on the BlueSCSI. Thank you for reminding me. Let's take care of some business right now. Hold, please. Here we go. Well, this is a temporary case, but this represents the finest in BlueSCSI 2 technology. So a BlueSCSI is basically a souped up, fancy hard drive emulation device for Macintosh and other computers that use the SCSI bus. This is the BlueSCSI 2 DB25 version. I was sent one to try and do a lot of compatibility testing, documentation work, and all the fun stuff. So this thing is really cool. Let me pop open the hood here. Apologies for the terrible lighting in my office. That's a whole other story. But we have a little Raspberry Pi Pico. No, that's not the same Raspberry Pis that are in short supply. These things are pretty darn cool. They're going on sale, available today. Go to BlueSCSI.com. You could find a maker who's making version 2 available near you. Now, version 2, as the DB25 flavor, can give you about 5 to 6-ish megabits per second throughput, whereas the internal 50-pin model will give you around 10, depending if you are using a fast SCSI Macintosh, like one of the older Power Macs well, more modern Power Macs, I would say. It's like an 8600 or something like that. I think even the 7300 and similar models. But they use a little micro SD card. You plug it into your SCSI port on your Mac. You put a disk image on the micro SD card. You could use Disk Jockey or some of the pre-made ones on tinkerdifferent.com. And there you have it. You have a great little external SCSI device. So these little things are excellent. I am very much looking forward to putting it through its paces. I already did some tests already. There's some beta software coming out that I'm going to test, and I have a 50-pin internal one on order that should be a little bit quicker because it connects to the internal bus, not the external. So very, very excited to try that. So yeah, I believe Eric was in the chat before. Eric, if you want to give any details about this lovely product, please give a shout. I believe it's megabytes per second, but if I mispronounced that, Eric, please tell me what the heck I'm doing wrong. But there you go. Oh, Bruce. So yeah, that's about it. You'll be seeing videos of this very soon from me. Just waiting until I get the internal one so I could do some very comprehensive tests with some Apple machines and Nextcube and some PCs and junk. I did a little funny infomercial with this, so hope you enjoyed that YouTube short. If you haven't seen it, you have to go to the YouTube shorts section. It's just the way they do it. But anywho, let's archive some damn floppies. Take a swig of this. So we have our floppy disk drive here. Let's just test it out. Let's get a disk that I've already copied before, I think. As Bruce would say, old man noises. So here is a high-density floppy disk. This will be able to test, and it will also make us aware that this is the high-density floppy disk drive that I'm using. The reason it's out of its case is so I could clean it. I have it propped up on this plastic. Probably not the best, but you know what? I'm doing what I'm doing. It's working for me. There you go. Well, I mean, you could hot swap BlueSCSI SD cards on the current one, but the SCSI bus generally does not like you hot swapping things. So I wouldn't necessarily say it was a limitation of the hardware at the time, but the SCSI bus really, at least on the implementation on the Macintosh, really doesn't care for that. So I think some careful coding is done to make it sort of act like a removable medium, like a zip disk or something like that, but that's just assumptions. No, the previous BlueSCSI is not going away. Go to BlueSCSI.com, all the information is there. Let me put a link in there for the announcement and everything, because the original BlueSCSI isn't dead. They're going to continue to support it, and there you go. So let me put that link in there. Hey Eric, how's it going? The previous version of the BlueSCSI, as long as the firmware has been updated, does support CD images. It does not support the disk swapping, but it does support the CD images. So you can mount ISOs and all that fun stuff. So let's take a look at what we have here. Let me get some space on my desk. Sorry, we've been meandering for so long, but that's what we do here. I'm going to make this screen a little bit smaller. And you know what? Let me put this here. And I can't like even see what I'm doing without looking at this preview. So we're gonna get nice and cozy here. Cause I want to, yeah, you know what? That was dumb. That was dumb. Let's put everything back. He's doing it live. He's doing it live. Let's hide the sidebar. Let's give us some, you know what? That's fine. I was just thinking I'd make this, this view a little bit bigger. Because we're going to be here for a while, folks, so get cozy. All right, so let's test a disk that we already have done before. So what I'm going to do is go to the fast imager, and I'm just going to say image disk. Hopefully we'll get some signals from it. Unknown disk format. That's okay, folks. That's okay. It may be a disk issue. So I can actually tell it to eject, I think. Drive, eject disk. Here we go. And that disk is working. The eject rather is working because I replaced the gear on that. All right, let's try another one. Some of those disks just did not work. They were just blank or whatever. So I forgot. So let's just try and try another one. I just want to make sure I don't have to clean anything before we get started. So we're off to a good start, huh? What the hell? Well, you know what happens sometimes. You just quit the software. And you open it up. Of course, I just upgraded before we went live, but that's what happens. That's what happens. I have too many apps on this damn thing. There it is. Yoink. All right, let's try that again. Got new iPad. We'll fancy that. All right, so no, these are all. Hold on. Hold on. I have a stack of discs I already did here, and I have a spreadsheet of which ones I already did. But just want to make sure I'm not going crazy here, because I'm pretty sure I pulled out the HD drive, the high density drive. But hey, maybe I'm an idiot and I forgot. Yeah, because if I go to, oh wait, it will tell me the drive, right? Which drive is connected? Well, 3.5 inch, that doesn't really help. Anyway, let's eject. Did I accidentally plug in the, I could have done that. I could have accidentally plugged in the 800K drive. Well, that's okay. The majority of these discs are 800K. So we're not really going to have a problem with that. If I get to any high density ones, I can put them aside. I just recently cleaned up my entire disk, so things may not be where I thought they were, but let's not have that stop the show. First disc of the day is, I should make that camera bigger, shouldn't I? Because I'm going to be shoving, well, I could use this one. There we go. First disc of the day is this Macintosh Draw disc. Has a date of '84 on it, not for resale. And we're going to see what's going on. So I always like to inspect them. Just open up the shutter. Just make sure I don't see any visible mold or anything. I don't know why I have my headphones on. It tends to make me yell, so sorry. And we're going to try and just see if there's any data on this. I'm going to click on Image Disk. There we go. It's a 400K disc, you can see there. Now, a few things I've learned about using this software. What it does is, you know, it's very powerful. So there's a lot of things that I may not be using feature-wise, but what it's doing is it's taking a scan of the disk, and the green little dots there are sectors that were read successfully. The red dots are sectors that have not been read successfully. Now, there are two main imaging modes on this. There's the fast imager, which is pretty fast. Then there's the flux imager. Now, the flux imager is good if you have software that may have some copy protection or, you know, stuff like that. And it gives you a better readout of the information that's there, and basically makes it easier for people to crack things. So yes, there's a file type called MOV. And so the only downside about that flux imager is, first, it produces larger files, but from my understanding, it does not go back or give you the ability to retry bad sectors, which the fast imager does. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bad sectors here. And like magic, if I hit retry, it might actually go back and recover all of those sectors. What's nice is it does give you information here. So it says, this disk, MacDraw 0.9.2, that's the name of the disk, had 22 files, and there was 1 I/O error. So if we click on Show Catalog, it looks like that error was under System. So let's hide that again. And let's click Retry Bad, and let's see if it can recover those bad sectors. It's going to rewind and go over those again. Sometimes it's more successful than others, and a lot of alcohol and cotton swabs can sometimes persuade them to be read a little bit. So we'll see. Oh, well, thank you, Trina, for the super chat. Yep, I do have a label printer. It's downstairs, though. I got it from a yard sale with a bunch of spools ages ago. I use it when I send out board repairs and stuff like that. It's a little black and white one, just as like little things like that. But it's fine. It's fine for what I need. Hello, Thomas. How's it going? Jerome. Anybody else I missed? Francois. Hello. Now, keep in mind, the newer BlueSCSIs, especially the internal one, the version 2, gives you faster speed and all those other features, but realistically, that faster speed would really just give you better performance on Power Max and stuff like that. I mean, not saying it's going to be slower than the BlueSCSI 1 or anything like that, but to get the best performance out of it, you know, you probably want like a Power Mac or something that you're testing. Not to tell you not to buy, just to set your expectations about which model to get and the best bang for your buck, etc. But they're about the same price, so it doesn't really matter which one you're getting. Just set your expectations about the speed. You know, you don't want to be like, oh, I'm not getting blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, well, your SCSI bus on that particular device only supports X or Y. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to eject the disk, and it's going to keep that image there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little cotton swab with a wee bit of alcohol on it, and I'm going to just clean the head. And we're going to do this a lot of times throughout the night. And we're going to put that disk back in. And now with the head of the drive in a bit of a cleaner state, we're going to click retry again. And we're going to try and nurse this disk back to health. And look at that! It ejected the disk because it successfully read all of those sectors. We have a green disk. That's fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep that name there, but I'm also going to write some details about the label. So I'm going to say Apple label. Well, you know what? That's not important. I'm just going to put the date on here. 6/29/84, and then 7/20/84, not for resale. So I can identify this disk if I need to, and I'm going to hit save. And that's going to put that in this, whoopsies, in the Applesauce disks folder here. Let's go by date modified. Been archiving a lot of disks, you can see. And so we have this one here. Hey, how's it going? Jay, duh. Sorry, just catching up with chat. Hey, Frank, how's it going? And so now I'm going to take this disk and I'm going to just drag it over to the emulator here. And look at that. Look at that. We have an empty folder, we have system files, we have a version of MacDraw, which is from July 20th, 1984. Pretty darn early. But yes, very, very satisfying. Hey, Savvy Sage, how's it going? Hey, Matt. I'm working on it, Jay. The current Applesauce disk folder here is 1.2 gigabytes. And that's just like from July and very sporadically a little bit until like the past few weeks. 1.2 gigabytes of floppy disks. So there's about probably about 200 individual disks I've copied so far. So there you go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut this down. And I'm going to open up that emulator again. Yes, the Applesauce can read PC disks too, but it's primarily, its specialties really focus around the Macintosh and the Apple II and Lisa. But yeah, it could totally read PC disks too, and I have archived PC disks as well. Okay, this doesn't want to boot from that because this version of Mini VMac is set for the Macintosh 2. So let's close that. I have a different version here. I always have my versions. I think there's a beta. Yeah, here we go. I believe this one's just like the Mac Plus. And so if I drag that over, there we go. It actually booted. And if I go to About the Finder, version 1.1G. How about that? Hey, Electrical Outlet fixes PowerBook 100. Fan-frickin-tastic. And yes, all of these disks will eventually make their way onto the Internet Archive, Macintosh Garden, all those great places. Let's open up MacDraw. Now, I believe all these disks are locked. Yes, so I can't accidentally write to them or modify them. So it's pretty safe doing this. So there we go, version 0.9.2 from July 20th, 1984. Now, I'm always curious when I'm doing these things if any of these versions have been archived already. So I'm going to go to Macintosh Garden, go to do a search for MacDraw. They recently redid the search to make it a little bit quicker, a little bit more accurate, so that's good. So if I bring this over here, we'll see that version 9.4 is there. Folks, it looks like we have a new version of MacDraw that has not been previously archived, at least from what I could see. That's pretty exciting, isn't it? Who knows what the heck the differences are, but that's pretty all darn cool. I didn't even say all those words correctly, but you know what I mean. So Excellent. So that's pretty exciting. So we have an earlier version of Mac Draw that is now archived. What I will do, just for completion's sake here, I will go ahead and do a flux image of this just to do a little bit of a demo here. And this disk may not flux completely, but just give you an idea of what it's going to do. Oh, I took the disk out of the drive because I'm an idiot. All right, let's put the disk back in. And we'll click image. And to all 60 of you here, hello, hello. Thank you very much for joining. And you can see the flux imager gives you a nice little visual representation of what it's doing as well. Yeah, there's a few different pieces of hardware that let you archive disks. You know, I'm not smart enough to know the differences between all of them and where each excel. I only know that I've used the CryoFlux and I've used the Applesauce. The Applesauce is a bit more user-friendly when it comes to Macintosh and Apple disks. Obviously, that was what it was designed for. And I'll probably do like a deep dive video on it. No, not picking favorites or anything, but this is the one I'm using now because it seems to work better with the Apple disks that I have. And yeah, that stepper motor is doing its thing. The question was about the speed on the BlueSCSI 2. Is it megabits or megabytes? 10 megabits or 10 megabytes per second? Like sort of like what it was pushing the limits of. I said megabytes in my YouTube short, but you know, I'm also an idiot. So who knows? Oh, well, Trina's going to bed early. Hopefully the soothing sounds of stepper motor floppy disk drives, in floppy disk drives will guide you to sleep. But Trina, thank you very much. Yes, please smash the like button. Megabytes, look at that! I wasn't incorrect, hooray! It's always nice when you don't completely make an ass out of yourself on things. This box here says, this is how I organize some of these floppies. Still read, but lots of bad sectors. I'm going to put that here on my poor little Apple II monitor here. I know, I'm self-deprecating humor, Jeremy. I know Trina must be sick or something. She's going to bed early. Have work tomorrow or something? Like, how ridiculous is that? Anyway, we're just poking fun at some of our friends here. I need to find a box to organize the discs that are in the done pile. Please excuse me for a moment. I'm going to go and get a box. I'll be right back. It is absolutely pouring. All right, we have a box. So the discs that are completed, got to put in the box. So, hey, eep to you as well. Goodwill still has floppy boxes sometimes. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. All right, so we're going to put this somewhere here. Yeah. All right, number 2. All right, this one, a lot of these just have handwriting on them, so very difficult to see. There's just a bunch of junk written on this one. So we're just going to see what the heck is on here. Oh, by the way, we have to save this Mac draw. V092, and I just spilled the alcohol on the desk. I need to get a paper towel. Oh boy, that's what happens when you try and do like 5 things at once. Well, at least that part of the desk will be very clean. Hopefully it doesn't get any of the finish off of the desk, because that's happened before. All right, anyway. Jay, you're supporting me on the dealie. Thank you. Yeah, I have like 4, well, I guess 6 now, YouTube supporters. Thank you very much, Jay, for doing that. You get the same stuff you basically get on Patreon. I'm trying to make it 1 for 1, you know. Patreon, you do posts. YouTube, you do posts. So Anyway, yeah, it was one of those things that they were like, hey, if you enable them, you get a thing. And, yeah, I did it. All right, so here's that save disk. That was the previous one we did. And this gives you the nibble stream and all that fun stuff. Bruce is at level 1 as well. Thank you very much, Jay and Bruce. Eep and eep to both of you, sirs. All right. Mike, you don't have to do that. What the heck, man? Well, thank you. Mike is at level 2. Don't make me sing the Robot Devil song from Futurama. We'll get a content match. Just blindly do. All right, let's go to the fast imager and try and see what the heck is on this disk here. So this is an 800K disk labeled BG/BB, whatever the heck that is. You guys are nuts. Yeah, you know, that'll happen if you have only a 1 floppy drive Mac. Endless swapping. You know, maybe if I move my face over here, make me a bit bigger. That's fine. Jeremy, you didn't have to do that. Well, thank you very much, appreciated. I'm gonna show off my horrifying little friend here. If the camera wire is a little bit, I'm gonna pull this and the whole stream will turn off. This is my hideous little friend here, the Mac 512 with 2 floppy ports on it. Oh, some idiot that I love did this to their Mac, and I got it on eBay a while back. So yeah, this thing fully works. Recap the analog board and everything, and restored those floppy drives. And so it's my testing machine here. It's my little Mac Plus. So if I want to test something out physically, I go ahead and do that. So there you go. They did a good job cutting that out. It would have fooled me if it was something else. Action retro? What are you talking about? Oh boy. Sorry, there's a lot of chat, so I apologize if I'm missing anything. 70 people here. My goodness. It's a good night to archive some floppies. This has a lot of errors. Look at that. Twiggy Mac for free. Jeez. Talk about win the lottery. I you know, an affectionate idiot. All right, so we obviously have some things. Has a corrupted catalog. Files likely missing. So it couldn't even read the files on this one. So what we're going to do, I'm going to make some space here. This should actually be here. I'm going to clean this up as best I can. So we're going to eject. Now, you don't always have to eject it. I like to. And I'm talking to you guys, so we're going to take our time here. Put the disk back in, and we're going to click retry. Oh, thank you very much, Helen, or Helen. I'm sorry, I always mispronounce that, and I deeply feel like an idiot every time I do that. So to make up for it, I'm just going to say, Eep, thank you. It's like a torn punch card. It does, Eric. Who's going to take a Scantron test? You could make out some Space Invader type little creatures in here. See, look at that. Sometimes it just wipes them clean. I don't know how it does it. Just look at that. That is magical. That is magical. Look at that. Yes, Biggie John, I have done that before and it has helped as well. Okay, so it's Halian. Is that it? Maybe? I'm from New Jersey. I can't say anything right, so I'll remember one time and then like the next time it's like, who are you again? It's just the way I was brought up. I do have a CryoFlux. And they're great and all, but this one is specifically made for Apples. And my goodness, it does a lovely job. I know, Sam. I'm really surprised. Cleaning a Mac Plus floppy drive, I have not, Brad, but so many other people have that I know Bruce of Brightcast Creations did some floppy maintenance video. Not sure if it was cleaning it, but so we have 4 little bits on the top there that have not been recovered yet. Sometimes I have to do this like a dozen times. But let's see the catalog now. We have numrec clips. I have no idea what any of this stuff is. We have some dates here from '89. Now, these may be personal files and nothing that is, intended to archive. And I don't necessarily archive personal files. I will archive the disk, but if, I go through everything before I post it on these places. If it's like personal stuff that is no software and it's like, I make sure that stuff is not indeed publicly showed. Words. C program files is probably right, Eric. That is probably exactly what they are. I'm going to click retry again. It's just going to go to those sectors. You just got your Mac Plus running. Yeah, so you want to probably just open them up. I know JDW, that's JDW on YouTube, did a whole series of videos about cleaning floppy disk drives, very thorough. If you want to follow those, that channel and check out those videos, that would help. And replacing the eject gear is certainly required on those machines. The floppy drive itself, at this point in time, Jay, the floppy drive itself is not modified. So the floppy drive itself is plugged into the Applesauce, which is an interface to USB. Now, the Applesauce controls the floppy drive in very minute levels and allows it to, find the sectors and seek and all this stuff. Now, for Apple II stuff, and if you want to get crazy with the 3.5-inch drives, there are sensors and wires that you can plug in from the Applesauce box to the floppy drive to monitor the track speed and do some very intricate signaling when you're trying to recover other disks and stuff like that. So in that respect, yes, it is tailor-made for specific archiving, but I do not have that set up with the 3.5-inch drive. It's generally a bit overkill for my purposes from, again, what I limitedly understand about this stuff. But it may help out in some situations. So just following up here, I've opened my SCSI hard drive on my Pentium 3 PC on a PCI SCSI controller and Basilisk. Oh, that's neat. CDI, hello, welcome to the chat. Anybody else I missed? Hello. Pentium MMX, hello. Is a 128K or 512K the same, but just RAM differences? RAM and ROM. I believe the ROM has been altered on the 512K. They're socketed, so you could change it, but yes, the Applesauce is technically out of production right now due to supply issues and part shortages. They will have some, hopefully in the near future. The link to them, to their specific website, is in the video description. You can check that out. I just put a little dab of alcohol on the top of the disk layer there. Not going to hurt it. Just curious if it's going to read those last. If not, just the desktop file. Not really anything vital, but sometimes you can only try so much. But we'll try. Well, the Mac 512K did have upgrades. I have a Mac 512K. In fact, this one here that I pointed out before is a Mac 512K with actually a Mac Plus upgrade board in there. Yeah, so as SCSI, well, SCSI on the back through the battery port. There's a little add-on cartridge, so quite a popular option. USB floppy drives can only read 1.4 meg drives, disks rather. They cannot read the 800K, 400K disks that a Macintosh of this period would use. So that is why you do not want to try archiving disks. You would just get an error, assume the disk was bad, and probably throw it out. Well, thank you, Brett. I greatly appreciate it. Yes, please like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Thank you, Jay. Yelled at after the stream. You didn't do your job as well. We yell at you. All right, let's try and mount this in our emulator. And there it goes. It mounts. We have an empty folder. And, well, that's interesting. Well, that's because the desktop file is all screwed up there. So I think what we could do is we could reboot. I think. This system might be too old to do that. Because if you could rebuild the desktop and it would actually get the files in there. I'm going to retry it just one more time. Usually rebuilding the desktop, what, you hold down Option or Command Space or something like that when you're booting? Or Command or Option Space? One of those things. But this is like, what, System 5? System 1, rather. System 1.1. So there's no rebuilding the desktop in System 1.1. We can try with another emulator. Hold on. Let's get into what we have to get into here. Come on. And we could probably, I don't think we could actually boot from this. It's going to yell at us because it's too old. Yeah. Let's grab a hard disk image. See, this is where the fun starts. We start going down those rabbit holes. Here's a System 6 image. Oh, come on. Yeah, this app is a bit bleh. You have to like hover your cursor over it for it to actually change. You have to do these silly, well, not silly, but there's no like menu. Yeah, it's not really restarting it. Try again. I should really just put this in the dock. Well, that's what happens sometimes. Old stuff, especially old emulated stuff, can be very finicky. So my apologies, but that's just how it goes. This I have Mini VMAC and Mini VMAC 2, so I switch between them depending on what's going on. Come on, get to the blank screen, please. There we go. Let's go to Mini VMAC. We have a System 6 hard disk. You should boot up. Yes, you do. And let's take a look at that disk. There we go. See, got plenty of stuff in here now. Yeah, so we don't have, this looks like what Eric was saying is probably correct. This is all C+ code, or just C code rather. So there you go. That's a lot of stuff, man. Don't ask me what it is, but it's there. If you're archiving disks on a real Mac, System 6 should be fine. But we're using an emulator here. So anyway, we are done with this disk, so let's eject it. And I'm going to put this in the pile of have bad sectors. Well, that's... all right, this one, that box there. There we go. Okay. Yeah, there is an app on the bottom of the folder. Let's see what that is. It's like Clipper or something like that. Utility files. There we go. Maybe it was this one. Use Clipper to copy source code from numerical recipes. Oh, neat. And don't forget, there is a delay between the live stream and me doing stuff and the chat. So that's just going to always happen. All right, let's eject that. Let's try another disk. So let's go back to the pile here. Hopefully this is entertaining. We have 70 people watching. We're just going to, you know what, let's go through some of these. Let's just see what there is here. I'm just going to sort them by personal labels and then like actual, printed labels. So here's a B mug. This is Macintosh user group from Boston. There's quite a few of those. A lot of these are just like, someone wrote over it, or, discs were expensive back then. So personal files and junk. Some of them don't even have a label on it. This says blank Rick 3 nanoscript source, not for resale. Well, we'll test that one out. Again, I didn't say this at the beginning, but this disc is dirty. Wow. Look at the grime on that one. Big thanks, huge thanks to Beth and Rick Ross for giving me these discs to image. Rick was a developer way back in the day, in the early Apple days, and they had a quite a rare prototype Macintosh 128K. I'm just gonna save a second one there, just in case. I appraised the machine, and they had a bunch of discs they didn't know what to do with. And wow, the rain is pouring outside. And they donated a bunch of these discs to me to archive and for all that fun stuff. So that's what we're doing today. We're not doing any repairs today. Oh, I have to get back to that. The desk is absolutely a mess downstairs. But hey, Sean, how's it going? Michael, I think that's a different guy. Same name, but... Alright, so we only have one bad little thing there. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Saved it great. So, let's save that. Let's see what's on there. Oh, we have letters. Mac Calc was the software he worked on, rather. So it looks like business proposal, maybe, for Mac Calc. That's pretty cool. Exhibits, markets, yeah, finance stuff. We're not going to look at these in public. We don't know what's on them. But pretty neat seeing some of the stuff here. Assembler. And there's a Mac right here. Excellent. I know. Isn't it fun just hearing the discs go... Hey, Joe. How's it going? I know, Joe. We talked about it at the top of the stream. Very cool stuff. All right, so this disc has been archived. That's going in the been archived folder or box or whatever the heck it is. Ooh, look at this one. Mac Paint, Mac Write. But it also says Rick 1 on it, so I would not be surprised if this has been overwritten a billion times over. But let's see. Oof. Oof. Oh. Oh, this poor disc. That's that's a lot of red. Hey Joe, thanks for the super chat. Eep, Steve, say BlueSCSI version 2 is awesome. BlueSCSI version 2 is awesome. Go to bluescssi.com. Get all the things. Pew 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 pew. Just a mic. Oh. This poor disc. Thank you very much for the super chat, Joe. Greatly appreciate it. This disc does look pretty borked. Let's see what else is here while that's failing at life. Microphone. We have another one of these. That's a Mac Write. This says Rick 2. I'm seeing a pattern. Rick 5. MG September 89. This one just says backup. BMUG System Utilities 1. Interesting. Those BMUG discs look interesting. Here's another one. MG Backup Source. Whatever that is. Again, no interest in personal files or anything like that. Software and code and stuff is all interesting. But don't want to necessarily, make public private files. That's not what we're doing here. Did you see the Lisa source code finally get released? I did, and I tweeted the heck out of it, man. This disc is making an art. One art, please. Oh, boy. Well, unrecognized file system, unable to perform the file level validation. Well, I'm going to guess that this disk has maybe already been written over like a billion times. We're just going to clean the heads, shove it back in, click retry, just for the heck of it. I doubt it's going to do much, though. Disk short. I mean, you'd be surprised how much of these can come back, but this might just be a blank disk that has been overwritten like 3 or 4 times. Very, very possible. I already have archived some of these BMUG discs. So they'll be fun to continue. While this happens, I'm going to go get a glass of water because I'm a little bit parched. You can watch this while I do that. And I'm going to mute myself. All right, I'm back. I remembered to unmute myself this time. How about that? Oh boy. Well, it's doing a little bit of stuff, huh? Yes, Matt, source code. This person was a developer and there's some source code on here. You want to see a stranger's 30-year-old tax returns? Try 40-year-old. The disk has ceased to be. I'm getting better. Yeah, since it's not recognizing a file system, of course, probably most of that is at the very beginning of the disk. Look at it go. Look at that. That never gets old. That's pretty darn neat. Considering this disk has a label of it from 12/28/1983. Oh, that means the other one probably has a date on it too. Yeah, for training use only, not for resale. That's what this floppy says. This Mac Write, Mac Paint. So this was, I guess, for retailers or for educational purposes or whatever. But that's really cool. A date of December 28th, 1983 on this floppy. Hey, Pseudos, how's it going? Bloopity bloopity. Yeah, this was... That does predate the Mac launch. There you go. Surprised it reads at all. I don't think whatever was on there is still on there, unfortunately. No, Pseudos, we're not doing those just yet, but those are downstairs in the same spot they were before. Very eager to get to those because those are part of like a batch. The only reason I'm doing these today is I stumbled over this box while I was cleaning up. And I thought I did it before, so oopsies. But we will get to those. This isn't the only floppy stream, will not be the last, I assure you. But yes, Pseudos gave me an awesome box of discs at VCF East, and a lot of interesting stuff in there too. Oh, I always scan the labels. I can't really scan the spines that good, but I always scan the labels when possible if it's a disc of interest. These will certainly be scanned. That's why after I'm done, I put them in these boxes, and then I go through and I scan them in. So if you've been on the Internet Archive site that I have, and I'm going to paste a link in the chat there. Because, hold on. If I could actually type correctly. There we go. You know, I do it on Macintosh Garden too, but do it on archive.org a lot. Look like most of them were monthly Mac software distributions that were part of a club. Yes, it's so interesting because it's, you know, it's software that, you know, you probably got when you were subscribed to something. So it would be really cool to try and archive those and preserve them. But you say you probably have more of them somewhere, but that's the big brunt of them. Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much. I have 0 working classic floppy drives. I know. Isn't that the trouble? Isn't that the trouble these days? And Internet Archive is being a little slow today, so it's going to be troublesome to bring up my my own archiving page. Guy in 68K MLA got a huge stack of BMUG discs, and they were so moldy that they wrecked 3 of his drives. Had to use soapy water on the heads to bring them back. Ugh. Yeah, no thanks. So here's a link to my uploaded discs here on archive.org. And yeah, I scanned the labels and all that fun stuff. So there you go. But yeah, that's why I do like to take a look at these discs and open up the shutter, just get a little peek. Sometimes you'll see if something is dirty or not. Sometimes you won't, but yeah. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get anything from this disc. So I'm going to let it complete this run, and then we'll stop it and we'll put it in the have very bad sectors pile, which, where did I put that box? Where's the comical one that I put the skull and crossbones on? There's somewhere. But there's a box that basically says, like, very dead. I wouldn't say this is very dead, but it's probably has nothing interesting to tell, unfortunately. Well, I did make a post on Tinker Different about this process. In fact, let me, while we're all here waiting for this thing to stop making a racket, I'm going to find that post somehow. And I want to make this into like a video or a blog post thing, so I will be doing that. But here is the post. And it's probably like a little bit of an introduction as well to archiving discs on a Mac and stuff like that. Great little thread, great website, so check that out. That's a link I just put in there. Yeah, I would assume this disk has been used many times. Because if you don't format it, there's just going to be old junk data on there, and that's probably what it's finding. So since we have so many disks to go through, I'm probably going to be quite selective, because there's some over here, and there's other boxes you can't see. I'm going to be quite selective what we archive, and so I'm gonna do these 4 BMUG disks. I'm gonna try this one here. Then we'll probably move on to another box, because a lot of these look like they're just personal files or stuff like that. There could be source code and things like that, and we will get to all the disks eventually. But some of these labels are so worn, I can't even read what they are. So yeah. Oh, okay. You were. See, everyone has different username and handles and icons, and it throws me off, especially on Discord. Somebody will message me, and I'm like, I have no idea who you are, and it's because they changed their name or something. Oh, good night, Eric. No worries. Good luck with that, bud. Tax software. Yeah, we don't need that. Well, it's just somebody's tax files, rather. I did archive the 1986 supplement for the state of California tax records. Very important. I mean, my stance is archive everything. It might not be useful to you. You might not think it's anything, but you never know. Just like that Mac Draw disk. That was slightly newer, older, rather, than the previously oldest copy. So there you go. You never know. All right. Come on. Put it out of its misery already. Better not be my tax records. All right, it's sad. Let's we're gonna oh, wait a second. Look at this. Look at this. It actually recognized the name of the disc now, but we can't see the catalog. You know what? Let me do something a bit drastic. What is he doing? I'm putting a little bit of swab alcohol on both sides of the disc. I usually only do this as like a last resort. Let's torture it one more time. You never know. Yeah, no, I know. I have weird usernames that I forget about too. But I mean, I'm just saying personally, like I have people, I meet in person at like VCF events or something like that. I'm like, oh, I'm so and so. I'm like, oh, how's it going? And then they'll message me with a different name and a different handle, and I'm like, who are you? Like your profile pictures of some thing or whatever that's not, if it's not your face, I don't know who you are. I'm too old and dumb. So it doesn't take a lot to confuse me, folks. It doesn't take a lot. Just waiting for this one to go. Oh, this one's not happy. Oh, Retro Tech Chris. First off, you're always smiling and you always have your logo on your shirt, so it's impossible to miss you. How you doing, Chris? I didn't see you come in here. Yes, I do remember. Yes, this was, oh gosh, this was, okay, there's a bunch of people I met at VCF East. So, yeah, anyway. Brain hurt. I knew you then, and I said hello then. That does not do me much credit, I'm sure. I'm on it, like 1,000% honest. It's still a blur from VCF Midwest, and that was in September. Yeah, so just catching everybody up from what we're doing here. We're archiving floppy disks using an Applesauce. This is a floppy drive. The Applesauce is plugged into the computer. It's a disk controller. We have this window here, which is showing the progress of reading that disk. And we have a Macintosh emulator here, so when we have our disk files that are archived, we can just do a drag and drop, and they appear, and we can take a look. So it's kind of what we're doing here. Yes, Savvy Sage, saw you both times at VCF Midwest. Heck of a show. Do you ever get to VCF in Ohio? I don't know if there was one in Ohio. I know there's one in Elmhurst, Illinois. But no, I have not been to any events in Ohio. Technically, I've only been in Ohio for like 5 minutes. And I haven't stepped foot there. Like somebody was driving me somewhere, we accidentally entered Ohio, and then we left. No, wait, that's a lie. I went to my brother's event thing in Ohio. Never mind. Joe, do it. Do it. Start a VCF in Ohio. No, yeah, I was at Midwest, but not West. I have not gone to the California one. I mean, there should be a VCF in Ohio. Why the heck not? Do it. Do it. This poor floppy disk. It's like, why? Why? It's going to be a long night, folks. We've all accidentally been in Ohio one time. Yeah, I mean, I've been to some computer events over the years where, it's dwindling and stuff, and it's kind of sad. Sounds good, Joe. I'll be your special guest. I just need a first-class air ticket, which means trunk or better in the back of Tom's car. Oh, man. I'm so glad I brought my digital cameras to those old Trenton Computer Festival shows I used to go to. While we're waiting, might as well show you some damn pictures, huh? Entertain you folks. I'm here yapping around and there's like nothing interesting going on. No, I'm joking. But let me show you some pictures, folks. So the Trenton Computer Festival in Trenton, New Jersey has been going on since like the 70s. I believe it's the oldest running computer festival. And I've been there sporadically since about 2005-ish. And I've been taking pictures for many of those years. And I'm just looking through my folders of some of the pictures here. Because, you know, you kick yourself for like, oh, I should have picked up that thing or whatever. Yeah, here's a picture. Just a stack of beige Macs. I mean, I know the picture's sort of covered, but I mean, what a beautiful sight there. We got some beige Macs, we got some IBMs, we got a Compaq on its side. So it is really cool stuff. Wait for this disk to fail, and then we can eject it and get on with our lives. Yeah, I don't think that's doing anything. We're going to save it anyway. You never know. And we're going to eject that poor disk. Yes, those Aptivas. And put it in the bad sector pile. I am going to try the next Mac Write, Mac Paint one. That's probably in equally worse condition. Equally bad condition, rather. English bad, hurt brain, sad, go. Hey, Alan, how's it going? Look at this one go. Some of the vendors that would show up in the Newark, Delaware show, which was the one close to me, were Artex and Kethtron. I wonder if they were at the Trenton shows. Well, it's interesting. A lot of the people that, some of the vendors I recognized from the Trenton shows actually showed up at the VCF shows, which was great. And really, the swap meet at VCF really took me back to the old Trenton shows. Hey, look at that. Not a lot of bad sectors at all. And we'll go through more photos today. Don't worry. Night is still young. Let's retry some of those bad sectors. Ah, yes, RetroFox, put that link in the chat, man. RetroFox is amazing. They will bring their camera to the VCF events and like thoroughly document them, which is fantastic because all those events are like a blur. You're like a kid in a candy store, at least I am, looking at all the retro stuff for sale and things like that. So looking at those photo albums, it's like, oh, I missed that thing, or hey, that person was there, or whatever. Yeah, Move format is like a bit stream format to help for archiving and stuff like that. So. I know it's a silly name, but I absolutely love it because hold on, let me get my Claris out. Let me wake Claris up. I freaking love this. Thank you so much. I don't want to. Well, thank you. You know who gave this to me, but thank you. I freaking love it. It's so lovely. So awesome. One of the things I put on my desk and cherish. All right, so we have about 5-6 sectors. Let's eject this disk and clean it up a little bit, huh? Listen to that beautiful, healthy eject motor. All right, so we just cleaned the heads there. Let's retry. Are you going to be at the swap meet in June? I sure intend to. And then there's the event in April. That's coming up. My goodness, if I'm not mistaken. I already signed up for that. I'll be at both if I can. Jeremy C asked if I would share the name of the emulator I'm using. The emulator I'm using is called Mini VMac, and it's just not visible on the screen, so my apologies. There are a few emulators. There's Sheep Shaver for like Mac OS 8, Mac OS 9. There's Basilisk 2, which is for System 7 and Mac OS 8. And then there's Mini VMac, which works for System 6, I think maybe a version of 7 or 2, and below. So there you go. Oh, there you go. Thank you very much, RetroFox, for putting the link to your library in there. This was from the October 2022 festival. Heck yeah. All right, so we have four of those sectors, which are still bad. Gonna take a little bit of alcohol, and everyone's probably screaming at me, "You're not supposed to do that!" I mean, it's an old disc. We're gonna try and retry it. You see that? You see that? It worked. Oh, gosh. Now it's a perfect archive. Just look at that. So I'm going to name this Mac Write Mac Paint 12 28 1983, not for resale. I love that that worked. Oh, I know. I'm just kidding. So let's take a look at this disc. Just drag it on over. And yeah, it looks like stuff has been rewritten over here because this is not Mac Draw, unfortunately. But empty folder. Wait a second, folks. Now 84. Dude, Greg, just send them to me, man. Because you can't even get an applesauce right now. So what are you going to do? Just send it to me. Thank you very much for the super chat, Greg. Yep. So we have Greg who says, I need to do this with my disk sometime because I'm very lazy and don't have the proper software and I don't trust my hardware. I don't trust your hardware either. No offense. We have Mac Write version 1 here. Boots right up. Let's see if there's... yeah, this looks like financial stuff. I mean, at least some of them. So I don't know. Not necessarily want to just open them up on a stream, but the disk archived. It worked. Yay! And also the Mac SE on eBay is kind of a CMC Mac, but a happy Mac in the middle. Oof. Where can I obtain the fast disk imager software? DuckDuckGo leads me nowhere. So there's a link in the video description to the Applesauce website. That is the piece of hardware I'm using to interface to this floppy disk drive. This software works, from my understanding, only with that hardware. So unless you have that hardware, that's really not going to do you too much good. Sorry, let me catch up on the chat here. A lot of people in the chat tonight. A lot of people watching. Thank you very much. Just a bit to catch up on. I can, Nick, but I mean, I could do a lot of things if I had a lot of time. No worries. All right. YouTube is telling me to insert an advertisement. I'm not going to do that. People give me enough support as it is. All right, cool. So that disk imaged correctly. Let's try this Big Mug disk. It says SF88. So let's see what this will do. It's an 800K disk. How about that? Ron! Hey, Ron, how's it going? Finally got my applesauce sensors installed in my BlueSCSI version 2, so I'll be archiving all my virtual hard disk images any day now. You character, you. Just for that, Ron, I'm drinking this alcohol. This just... How many are watching? If I clicked on the window, I could tell you 61. 61 folks. Or 62. I can't count. Or YouTube is broken. I'd say YouTube is broken. All right. This disk could be retried. Let's go ahead and retry it. There we go. So this is Mac Write Mac. Well, no, that was the last name of it. This is Spring Fall 88. Let's save it. So this is the. Oh, I should. Let me make a folder. So this is BMUG, the Boston Macintosh User Group. So let's see what disk this is. Oh, it was overwritten. Well, that sucks. Mini term. Well, there, look at that. Shareware costs $15. Well, things were reused. Oh, thank you very much, 50 Shades of Beige. Appreciate it. Yep. You don't have to keep doing that, but I appreciate it. Oh, well, thank you very much, Joe. Yes, my wife did all the hard work writing and producing. I did the video editing. She did the video direction. Thank you very much, Joe. Yes, my wife's audio drama, which has a video component that I worked on. Arrow of Time is on YouTube. I tweeted out a link not too long ago. But if you search for Arrow of Time Exponential Festival, you will find their YouTube page with the video on it. And it will be released as an audio play only, as an audio drama on audio places and all that fun stuff. Spotify and Audible, I'm sure, sometime soon. Thank you, Ron, for the super chat. I cannot do the Sosumi, because it's like, clunk, or something. But I'll do it, eep. So thank you. Thank you very much. That was to make up for the lost revenue for the ad for not foisting the advert on you. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, YouTube ads I don't think give me many pennies, but I'm probably better off for doing that. Oh, so maybe this wasn't overwritten then. Maybe that was just what was on the disc. See, I have no clue. Because, you know. Oh, would you look at that? That's weird. I'm not seeing things, I swear. There was like hardly anything on here before, and now the whole thing read. Very cool. So we have RAM disk 208 with documentation. We have some games. Bouncing balls. Well, I have to try that. I guess I'm ready. Whoa, what's going... Oh, okay. Well, wait. Wait, what? Oh my goodness. I don't... Oh, you move the... You move with the arrows? I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, it's Everton. Thank you very much for the super chat. Eep! Quack! Oh, I'm sorry. Quack! Quack! Yeah, something like that. No worries, Brad. Take care. Let's see. Pay for premium. So I have your ads unless it's midstream VPN script for 15 minutes. Yeah, let's read the script for this is our sponsor for today's video. The Boston Macintosh user, I'm sorry, not Boston, Berkeley Macintosh user group. I should read the damn labels on the discs. Well, to be fair, this one just said BMUG, and since I'm closer to Boston than Berkeley, that's what I assume, but I'm an idiot. We've covered that already. Anyway, just kidding. No scripts here. I can do a better quack sound. Well, I mean, you just got to post it on Twitter. Post Twitter video you doing it then. And prove me wrong. Quack. We already did a move, Greg, but thank you very much for the super chat. Eep. We'll do another move. 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 All right. Back to the floppies. I'm an idiot. Oh boy. Bouncing balls are bouncing. This gave you should have a disinfectant and a run the virus program on the emulator. Test them. Copy a Mac Cat Plus go with all those had a virus on it. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, you never know what you're going to find on this. And a lot of the developers who worked on this stuff went to go on some other things. And I can't quit this, apparently, until I lose a bunch of times. Copyright 1988. A game over. Quit. Thank God that's over. Yeah, see, look, it opened with Miniterm, but maybe that was just... Well, yeah, you know what? That was the desktop file or the Finder hidden files or whatever telling me what was open last on this. Pretty darn cool. That's what was going on. Pepsi caps. Oh, okay. Cool. Anyway, that is archived. Neat. Let's try the next one. This is BMUG Paris 20. That's what it says on the disc. It did corrupt the icon cache. It might have, yeah. I probably have some viruses on a lot of my vintage Macs. I just never scan them. Quick question. Is a 6804 33 MHz CPU from 1991 Radius Rocket the same as a later release 60? Probably. Unless it... Oof. That was a very strong gust of wind. The house shifted. Slightly. I would assume it's the same processor unless the model number is completely different. That would just be an assumption. They also came in different packages and stuff like that, so they might not be a one-for-one. And demonetized. Yes, I still remember that day getting that issue of Mac Addict when it came out, and there was a piece of paper on the magazine front cover explaining that there was a virus on the CD, on the cover. I don't think there's a tornado. If there would be, we'd be in trouble and I'd be in the basement. Let's retry those bad sectors. Oh, come on. So close. Let's adjust this. You're kind of crooked there. See this camera? This webcam on this holder? I was just about to say, it falls. So hold on. Through the magic of rubber bands, I will hopefully keep this camera on here. There. Rubber band helps. You can see if see my fat gut all so much better now. There we go. That's a little bit better. 4 a.m. Thank you so much. Appreciate the joining of the, what is it? What does YouTube call it? The membership. I'm such a great streamer. I know all these things. Thank you very much, bud. Appreciate it. Red Rooster, hello. Hook up a connected webcam. I would, but no serial ports. I'm sure someone could figure that out. So we have some bad sectors here. Just trying to read them out. This Berkeley Macintosh user group, which I incorrectly said Boston Macintosh user group before because I'm an idiot. And it looks like we have Buglings, a bunch of other stuff. Black and white startup, color startup, hodgepodge. Interesting. One bad sector left. Let's go. Come on. Yes, the one and only 4 a.m., who I must say is fantastic. I mean, cracking all those Apple II software pieces with the help of others in the community. Freaking amazing work. Thank you. People like you inspire me to do this stuff and do my part into archiving these lovely historic pieces of computer history. But also, I found a disk here that had Microsoft Excel version 1.00. And I was able to flux image that and fast image that. And through these crazy, crazy, awesome people on the Applesauce Discord, including users like 4 a.m., were able to actually figure out like the copy protection scheme behind it, which was absolutely nuts. And I have to do like a little bit of a write-up or something on that, because that was nutty. That was nutty. A little alcohol did the job. There we go. That one's all happy now. So we're going to put that to the side, and we're going to do the next one. Make sure we don't see anything terrible in this. This is a utilities disk. Let me hit save. Sometimes I forget because I'm dumb. Here we go. BMUG Paris. Diagnostic sound sampler. Whatever bouncer is. Okay, that's just cool. Thank you, Jim Stout. There's his CompuServe for bouncer. Let's see. Ooh, Finder color icons. Displays color icons on your desktop as the indicator. Oh wow, this is early stuff, man. That's really cool. Curious when the voting results for the Tinker Different board will be released. No clue. I'm not on the board, but my understanding is it's in the works. Nuts. Oh, this is nuts. Buglings. Oh, for an 020 or higher. Heck yeah. What the heck is... Oh, is this... What is this? I could do stuff? Simulation of life in a test tube. Alrighty. Well, that's a thing. Next disc. I should have been imaging this. This one's just marked stuff. Hey, Chris. Yes, rainy, cold New Jersey. Ugh. Dots on a black screen simulator. So after I go ahead and image these discs, I do scan in the labels. So I will continue to do that as we progress. But I usually do that after work because my scanner has so many books and stuff on top of it. I have to move those. Oh, yes, Chris. Yeah, I mean, I already have one. Actually, I have two, but I think at least one is broken. I mean, not that I need another. I'm sure if you visit me at one of the VCFs and twist my arm, I'll put it in my van. My wife will yell at me later. Let's just say, if anybody else wants them before me, they're welcome to them. But hey, look at that. Done. Drake, what the hell is... What is this to the tune of? I need to know before I attempt to sing this. Hello, Drake. Thanks for joining. Again, I'm going to save this disc, and we're gonna take a look. Stuff. Dialogue tricks. This is a demonstration of how to properly center an alert without modifying the resource. Okay. Yeah, we're not doing that. Okay. All right. And tester. This is a stupid test application for my new MDEF, which is fully compatible with the current Apple MDF Plus. It supports the internationalization symbols, I guess, for Shift, Command, and Option keys. Oh, look at that. This is certainly a thing. That's fun. That's very fun. I don't remember that one. I'll try anyway. Oh, I guess it would be nice if I could flip your floppy. I know not every floppy can be copied like me. I'm trying. Find a random piece of junk and give it to Steve. No. I have my limit. This is a stupid test application. I love it. All right, so these BMUG discs have been archived. Yay! We'll put those in the done pile. We're going to move the rest of these over there. Let's take a look at this box. Make sure no address is showing. Oh, I already did these ones. These I bought off eBay. They were some Apple service discs. Already started uploading some of those to the usual spots. So there you go. Oh boy. Let's catch up on the chat. You guys are nuts. I love you. Oh boy. Here's another thing of floppies. Oh, that's right. This had a piece of paper in it. HyperCard stack, I promised you. Yes, I think we archived that HyperCard stack. I think. Well, we have more discs here, so let's just pop them in and see what's on them. As the whole disk drive falls off the desk. Copy those bits and bytes. I met David Pogue once at the Apple Fifth Avenue store in New York when the MacBooks were released. he was walking around the line and he was showing them, and I said hi, and that was about it. Oh, Drake. I bet you say that to all the girls. Hee hee. Hee hee. Boop, 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 boop. Look at that. Flawless. Let's see if there's anything good in here. Because, you know, sometimes the flawless discs is just like personal stuff. Which is fine, but, you know. Yeah, there's a bunch of C stuff. Dare I double click? Well, I don't have the software. Now, I'm pretty convinced. I have to ask them. I'm pretty convinced that he had, well, here's Lightspeed C. There we go. Code generation bug. Yeah, why not? I'm pretty convinced they had a Lisa at one point, because I saw some Lisa floppies. Like one. And so, I mean, if you were developing for the Mac early days, you might have had Lisa. So maybe it was just like discs that they got, but maybe not. They didn't have Lisa. I'm talking myself out of it. But you never know. I haven't seen any Lisa floppies. There's more downstairs. I only had one that was like for the Lisa graph or something like that. Mac Calc. Take a look at that. Because that was not archived. I have archived all the floppies. I'm in the process of making a good set of uploads for that. Yeah, this all looks like Spam master disks. Now, Spam was a mathematical piece of software that Bravo also worked on. Speaking of Bravo, there's Mac Calc, the previously not archived piece of software that will be going up on Macintosh Garden if I already put it up there. I can't remember. Pretty damn cool stuff. Have 1, 2, 3, 4 copies right here. And they say the versions on the back. At least some of them do. Yeah, some of them have copyrights of 85, some have 86. So there's been a lot of different versions I've archived. Did you have to bake the disc to prevent the oxide from being ripped away from the plastic? Don't say that. It might happen. No, I have not done that yet. Thankfully, no. Joe, I love you. You'd have to sing that in person on your next stream. If you have not subscribed to Joe's Computer Museum, you should highly consider doing so, because he just sings, and better than I do, at the top of his lungs, and it's phenomenal. There we go. Got all that stuff off of there. Let's see what this is all about. Unsupported disk. Well, it's probably still writing the darn thing as I was dragging it in there. Gen code, but well, pretty self-explanatory. It's a low bar. Oh, Joe. All right, so these have been, I'm going to put these close. You know, we're just going to do this whole box so I can put them all back. Because otherwise I get mixed up. So we're going to start with these. And the one I just did, the two I just did, are in there. Yes, they are. All right, perfect. See, I get very disoriented very easily, so. Unarchived cassette tapes. All right, so this is Mac Calc on a micro floppy disk, version 1.2C, serial number 8000. Let's see how this bad boy reads. Getting a glass of water while this archives. Meep. I'll be done in about a half hour. Oh, I forgot to mute myself. Oops. And you could hear me talking. Thanks to wireless microphones. Hopefully that water was not too loud. All right, this one looks like an archived file. Oh, but it's actually something different. It was overwritten. It's not Malcalc. It is spam. Oh well. It's archived. And now we also have a spam disk here. Let's try this one. Pi file is for ThinkC or Pascal. Interesting. Probably, yeah. There's a bunch of ThinkC disks I've already archived, so that would make a lot of sense. I actually have an Amiga 2000 that a friend lent me. It's in my garage. I have to tinker with it. I think they removed the battery. If not, I'm in for a horrible surprise. I don't like spam. See, you insulted spam, and then we start again the bad sectors. Let's retry. You love to see it, folks. All right, so this is a spam master disk. And yeah, that looks like spam, all right. Oh, look at that. This is a demo, folks. Serial number, demo. Pretty darn cool. Let's get information on that. And so 1989, version 1.0. Very, very cool. Wow, that's neat, folks. That's real neat. So I'm going to put a rubber band around this one so I remember to scan it in. Blue, red dot's bad, green dot good. I'm in the process of formatting 100 floppies with N format on an old Contour 410. So I feel like there's no better stream for you watching right now. Well, one dude with a camera, hopefully it helps you pass the time. Probably going to stream for another 25 minutes or so. Or until we get through some of this. There's another spam master disk. We're going to put that in here. Just because it's getting a little late. Just a wee bit. I know we've only been going for an hour and a half, but this is not going to be the 8-hour stream night. It's a school night. It's a work night, but... Drake, if I started dancing, the viewer count would go down and everyone would leave. Archiving floppies. Woo! Now I'm tired and lazy. See what you're doing? I'll make it double not to. See? This is the conflicts we have among this group. Hey, there we go. That read fine. Let's save that. And oh yeah, this looks like it was used quite a bit. March of '89, so that's a little bit earlier than the previous one. Pretty darn cool. All right, and this one actually, let me put this in a folder. This was spam with sys 800K. That's what the disk label said on it. So I want to make sure we remember. Bidding war. Oh boy. Are you copying that floppy? I am, Rick, but it's okay. They are old floppies that must be preserved. For reasons. For raisins. This is a squeaky one. Squeak, 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 squeak. I have no idea what MG stands for here, but we'll find out. Maybe. You wouldn't download a floppy disk drive. What if I could? Well, actually, I guess with the emulator we have. Rick's Random Retro is another great YouTube channel you should check out. Rick does a lot of live streams of games and awesome things, so check that out. RIK''S, Rick's Random Retro. Please check that out. Excellent person. Met them in person at VCF Midwest. Had a phenomenal time. So this one saved pretty darn well. Let's see what the heck this MG is. MG Pre-Gen 589. What is this? I mean, it's code, but advanced sales, rotate text, quick log. Oh, this might be for Mac Graph. Mac Graph X, I think it was another piece of software they worked on. MG might stand for Mac Graph. This might be the code for it. Oh, that's pretty darn cool. That's neat. Nice floppy copy person. You're welcome, Rick. Okay, Greg. I'm sorry. My brain forget things sometime. Greg Rucke Mods is maybe still on a hiatus for his YouTube channel. We never know if he'll fully be coming back, but he does have a YouTube channel. Check out Rucke Mods. Sorry, Greg, you had that coming. I'm kidding. He has some great videos hacking the oblivion out of some Power Macs and some poor machines that are screaming against their will, doing some crazy overclocking stuff with Colin of DOS Dude 1. I mean, check it out. Greg has a YouTube channel. Bruce. Oh, gosh. Broke part 2 midway through filming. Hopefully you didn't break your phone. Bleeding everywhere. So Greg's touch on his videos is bleeding usually. So sometimes when I get a cut or something while I'm soldering or fixing something, I'll bleed, or I'll have a cut and I'll say this has been a Rucke Mods production. That's because my friend Greg here cannot help but cutting his skin whenever he does a mod on something, for better or worse. Yeah, Jeremy, none of us have. Hint, hint. All right, save. This is just labeled O. Well, 0 it is. MG source 89. Exactly, Biggie John. Authentic. Authentic, perfectly copied blank disc. We got every last 0. That's right, Jay. This better not be blank. Hey, there we go. More source code. Perfecto. So that was 589. So we have, looks like this one was pre-January 589 and this one was February 589. Good to know. For Rick, the cursor is being something, something, something. So this might be some work in progress software. I'm going to go get that water I promised to get, and I'm going to mute my microphone this time. Look at that. I came back and the disc had ejected. Oh, thank you, Greg. Welcome to level 1 of your YouTube supporter thing. Thanks, Greg. One of us. One of us. Thank you to all my YouTube supporter dealies. Greatly appreciate it. We got a bunch of code in here. Graph with a F? Sure. Info. Interesting. Well, I don't have the program to open these up, but that's pretty cool. Glad they're imaging. This just says Bravo, which is the company that made MacCalc with the $sign. So this might be like financial reports or something that we're not going to look at, but curious. The Applesauce is on top of my Mac Studio. That's where the cameras are sitting on. So it's there with the blinkety blink blink lights. YouTube. Did you update the app on your phone, Greg, or no? Because YouTube be silly. My neck hurts just doing that for a while. The blinky lights are fun. All right, let's save that and see what the heck is on this disk. Well, that's a lot of stuff. Pretty neat. So that looks like it's that spam application. Here's a spam backup. A lot of spam tonight, folks. His YouTube still has the skeuomorphic UI. Anyone copy any instant floppies lately? All of the Bitcoin. That'll be the day. So we have another spam disk that's labeled master. One that's scribbled out spam complete. Spam, spam project file with all objects still present. Changed files only, calc sheets, spam, a bunch of Mac calc stuff. So we're gonna keep on going. I know this doesn't exactly look the most exciting, but not every disk is gonna be like have secret treasures on it or whatever. Steal these files, please. Okay, tiny sis. We just have a little tiny sis here. Oh, this is neat. Look at this. To initialize spam, make sure the original spam disk is unlocked and in the internal drive of your computer. To initialize spam, run the spam program by double-clicking on the spam icon. Wow, that's a lot of spam. Enter your name and your organization's name. Verify the spelling of your name. Press enter. Click OK. Will convert itself from the application to a init. You can now copy spam to a backup disk for safekeeping. Interesting. That's pretty darn neat. There's also a README. Is that the same? Welcome to... Oh, that's a teach text. Oh, boy. Spam, spam, wonderful spam. All right, let's eject that virtually. Next disk. This is Spam Master from February 23rd. I'm going to guess 1989. I'm going to put a label on there just so I can remember. Dev Rudin's like, this is all coming back to me. Yeah, I remember playing with that version of YouTube on the iPhone not too long ago. You know, back when it still worked. In fact, I was using a 3rd gen Apple TV to watch some YouTube stuff not too long ago. But yeah, that was short-lived. Good night, Francois. Always appreciate your dedication. Have a good one. Odd question. What was the difference between simple text and teach text? I think there were limitations with teach text, like you could read but you couldn't copy or type. Or no. Something. It's too late for me to remember. There's a difference, though. One is more limiting than the other. My goodness. New icons. Ooh, we got a logo. That doesn't look at Bill Atkinson. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, there he is. Spam logo. Neat. Just took a while to initialize there. New icons. Let's take a look. Yeah, I think there's like a glitch here. You have to like refresh the screen and yeah, it's just an emulator glitch, I'm sure. That's neat though. MacWrite 5, copy of this, for the spam license. A lot of these, oh, the disc label? Oh, it's not gonna open up. 4 a.m. Thank you. Stylized text. There you go. Yeah, we're on the wrong version of the system to actually display this properly. Well, it actually thinks it restarted, but didn't. Hold, please. Let's try this again. Applications. Hey, Sloppy Malibu, how's it going? Wait, where's the one with the little sis? Was this it? Yeah, there we go. Tiny sis. Let's open this up again. Oh, was it? What type of a? Oh, it doesn't. I don't know what type of dock that is. Probably Mac Draw or something like this. Ooh, disk timer. Provide some of the test aspects of the speed disk. Okay. Oh, it's testing my disk. To make teach text file into the read-only newspaper file, you change the file type from text to TTRO. Well, Kevin, that is an interesting bit of information there. Thank you. So simple text was just a newer version. Well, thank you. I never really understood the difference between the two. And I'll forget tomorrow, but it's good to learn. Thank you. Copying floppies is what filthy pirates do. Imaging floppies is what sophisticated archivists do. Well, thank you, Carl. Could not complete due to error code 44. That's fantastic. Let's just ignore that. Oh, actually, let's shut down. Just curious here. Wait for this to come back up. Let's boot to System 6. And I want to copy this label file to the hard drive. Let's see if it'll open with anything. Yeah, see, it keeps trying to open, but it's crashing. Whatever application. Oh, there it is. Holy crap. What app is this? Yeah, MacDraw. Okay, it was just taking forever. I'm sorry. I'm impatient. But look at that. This is at least one version of the floppy disk label for this software. How cool is that? Not just to scan, but the actual digital artwork that was for this disk. That's really cool. That is really cool. I love it. That is amazing. And I'm sure there's more of that on here. On some I found like pages of manuals and stuff like that. So, yeah, here we go. That is so cool. See anything else? Disk label. Oh, here's some other versions. Wow, this is neat, man. There's the icon. Oops. Oop, it's a folder. Very, very cool. You never know what you're going to find, man. You never know. Oh, thank you very much, 50 Shades. I really appreciate your support. I really, really do. Thank you very much for your help and your support, and happy scanning, and have a great day. All right. This says a link. I'm going to believe this is Apple Link. Just because I archived a previous disk that was a link, and it turned out to be Apple Link, which was sort of like an AOL CompuServe dealy. And this disk might have some problems. We have a few more to go before I think I'm going to call it a night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Whew. We'll try and make it, folks. I'll try. A link to what? Who knows? That patterning is interesting. Or it could just be a giant coincidence. 4 a.m., what do you take of that? Beep, beep, beep. It's Morse code. It's coming from inside the floppy drive. Electrical outlet. We were just talking about the difference between simple text and teach text. Simple text came out later, and it was a little bit more advanced. You had some styling and stuff like that. From what I recall 5 minutes ago. His 4 a.m. was like, I don't know, man. Don't bring me into this. I don't think it's a copy protection scheme because it's probably... Oh, it's a font. SysTI font. Let's take a look. Backgrounder, DA handler, finder. I mean, those are probably things that could be replaced. This looks like it's a startup disk. And I'm seeing there's like... Yeah, there might not be too much unique on here. Physical damage! Actually, Roger, increasing amount we're discovering, not me, but the royal we, of the Applesauce and Archivist community. So, well, we don't just give things a second try here. We yell at them and bathe them in alcohol and try again. It's keep it on trying. I'm going to hit stop. I'm going to eject this. We haven't cleaned it for a while. I'm just going to clean the heads here. Probably not going to do much. I'm getting tired. I want to not be nursing a disc for... Whoopsies. Not be nursing the disc. See, I click on the wrong things when I'm tired. Not be nursing a floppy for the next 40 minutes. Unless it's soaked in IPA. Yeah, this one looks like it may have beaten us. There might be some physical damage here or something. Who knows? But that's why we separate it into the questionable pile. We'll get a time machine, Jay, and let us know. No, but the MDisc stuff is pretty cool. I have an MDisc capable Blu-ray drive. I don't have any of the media, but that's on me. Yeah, I don't think it's going to do much. I'm going to just mark this one as needing of some help. And, of course, it added the extra bit on here, which I did not want it to do. And I will eject this, and we'll put that in that special pile. Spam complete. Let's see how complete it is. Ball by T-Rex. Greg, the floppy disks are over 40 years old, and we're still supporting those, so I think we'll be good. Invest in Pogs. I'm a doctor, not a floppy archivist. One whittle bad sector. Yay! All right, and this says 4, 2 on it. There we go. Oh, look at that. We have a screenshot showing a serial number. What else could we open? Spam, spam, spam. Oh, this is neat. Oh, those are other things. Cool. Well, that one works. Test. Oh, pricing. Well, that figures. This just says 400K disc. We'll see what's on that. Pogs. Alf's back in Pog form. Oh, that's right. Mac in use. I installed that. Oops. It's some sort of like tracking software to see what you're doing. Save. All right. I think you already have these. All right. So more technical doodads. Spam debugger, maybe? 4289. I mean, I've read some old DVDs that I made probably close to 20 years ago, and they've been okay, but they were stored all right. I should be backing those up. They passed the 10-year mark 10 years ago. Thankfully, most of the CDs I burned were just like crummy mix CDs of music. I don't think there were too many files, and unfortunately, a lot of the discs were of the cheapest variety. So the top layer, which is where all the data was stored, just went whee. Yeah. Hey, look at that. Let's save that. Design RR. Oh boy. Look at this. Document can't be opened. Okay, well. I might not have the right software. There's Apple Link again. Yeah, disk is locked. Yeah, I know. I know. Oh, what are you trying to... Oh, Mac Write. Let's see. I have Word on here. Let's try and open some of those. There we go. Fine print, copyright, and warranty information for spam. That's pretty cool. Wow, introduction, quick installation, how to install. Yeah, this is part of the documentation. This is really neat to have this in electronic form. That is very cool. Pulled some Claris Impact files from the late 90s off a cheap CD that I made back in 2003. No problem reading them. Well, that's great, Alan. That's good to hear. Yeah, they can, a lot of things can be bit rot. I have some laser discs that have issues, but yeah, this is amazing stuff. I'm going to have to like thumb through this because I know some discs have like not all the pages and stuff, I'm sure, but oh yeah, this was cool. This was stuff that, yeah, see, this is Mac Graph X, and oh, no, I don't want it. I don't want to. Well, That would have loaded up the Mac graph thing. Oh, that's this. We're in a loop now, huh? But yeah, some of these discs have a lot of like demo files and stuff, which is pretty neat. All right, let's close that. What else did I find earlier? Manage your money demo. There's Mac Calc. Those wondering, well, it was. Anyway, next disk, Spam S1000981. I should be showing them to the camera each time. My apologies. What the heck you doing, Steven? You're tired, that's what. I should actually get like System 5 or something. I think one of these has it. 6, but it's on a... Wait, yeah, there it is. Yeah, System 3.2. 5.3, version 5.3. Yeah, see, some of these disks will probably be happier. Or not. Hey, that one was perfect. Let's take a look at that. Oh, okay. Did not like that. Let's go back to System 6. I think it's a little happier there. Disk was locked. Write protected. Please unlock the disk and try again. Question for you, 4am, if you're still around. So I have the safety switch on here when I'm archiving the disks, and I assume they're locked either way. For situations like this, what's the procedure for unlocking a disk image? Just curious, because I do not know. On to the next disk, with all objects still present. Project file. You are very right, Joe. Yes, Josh, there's a lot of good points. The axiom of long-term preservation is there is no long-term preservation media, only short and medium-term media punctuated by heartbreaking periods of data migration. Thank you for keeping us honest. Okay, 4am. Yes, I think you've actually told that to me before and I forgot it, so my apologies. But that would make sense. I know that the way it handles disk images is not the best. Okay, compile time option. Yeah, I forget, I think these were just like pre-compiled versions or whatever I had. Because last time I tried to do that, something screwed up and I did not have the patience for it. Whoa! Look at this! Oh, I thought I was going to do it all the way through. I've had that done before, where like half of the graph here was perfectly red down the middle. Oh, okay. Thank you, 4am. I greatly appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, once those tape, I mean, those tape cartridges are getting very, very high up in capacity. The words I'm trying to say. But every time I look at them, it's like, well, the drive is like $5,000, and then I need some sort of adapter to plug it into like a standard non-server computer, and then by the time like all said and done, it's like, well, I can't afford it anyway. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Let's see what's on this sucker. Well, first we have to boot up again. Really have to get rid of some of the crap that's on that disk image of the hard disk. So more files, more I guess pieces of code and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, a tape is fragile, but then again, like, I would assume anybody who's doing that, you'd have at least 2 tapes, at least, of that. Tapes are much harder to reach by ransomware. Yes, yep, that's true. Any read-only or write-protected thing is. LTO9 is 18 terabytes? What? Falcor, hey, how's it going? Oh yeah, the worm carts. Yep. You're so glad you don't have to shuffle your tapes anymore. All right, let's go another disc before we get a little loopy here. We're already loopy. This says, I keep forgetting to show them. This is a blue disc. It has a little label on it. Something along the lines of something something sheets calc 31389. Let's take a look. March 13th, 1989. YouTube says now would be a good time to insert ads. How about no? Hey, Elemento, how's it going? So for those of you just joining, we're using an Applesauce piece of hardware. That's this doohickey, which is upside down, but that's sitting on top of my Mac Studio here. And we are archiving floppy disks. Oh, Falcor, thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. Yep, I like your little woot guy there. I guess it's a game controller, but it's kind of freaky looking. Thanks for the super chat. Greatly appreciate it. Oh, that one archived pretty well. Let's hit save. Charles Sheets, whatever that is. So we have Mac Calc and some examples here. Illegal instruction. Well, that's, let's see. Oh, it doesn't have a system. One of these had a tiny sys. Which one was it? I'm just going to keep throwing disks at it. Oh, there it is. Tiny sys. I love that. Tiny sys. Let's see if this will work this time. Yep, there we go. Mac Calc version 1.2. January 1987. Let's, I guess we have to quit it. Let's open up one of these test things. Yeah, there we go. That's how this software worked. Pretty neat spreadsheet thing here. That legal operation is probably because it requires a 688020. Yeah, I think this piece of software did not work on System 6 because there was an update for Multifinder or for System 6 that was also Multifinder compatible. And I have that. It's actually... I swear there's organization in this. Oh, I sorted it by mistake. Here we go. So here's all the different versions of Mac Calc that have been archived. Yeah, this is the Multifinder one, 1.2c. So this one actually says it, that it's Multifinder compatible. This one works fine with System 6. But earlier versions seem to not be happy with it. But that's good to know. Well, I guess we'll leave it up. And let's just say that this is Mac Calc, version 1.2. What was it? Charlie Sheets. Something like that. Yeah, there was also a piece of paper I found that talked about the multi-finder update, and then on one of the discs I found like the electronic version of that, which was just fantastic. Oh, did I do this one already? No, I did not. Well, now we're doing it. Sorry, just catching up on some of the chat here. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty neat finding out a lot of this stuff. And of course, knowing the person I met Rick. Excellent guy. So next time I talk to him, I'll be geeking out, asking him a bunch of questions, I'm sure. And that's half of this important stuff of just trying to archive this stuff while these people are still with us. I mean, a fantastic person, Ray, who did the Lisa emulator for the Macintosh, just passed away last week or so. So, I mean, there's a Lisa documentary that David Grealish is working on that I'm helping to edit. And Ray had a bunch of interviews in that thing. So very, very more source files, it looks like. Very fortunate that, you know, we have these stories and these things preserved from these people while they're still with us. Hello, Andrew. How's it going? Still got about 50 or so people watching. We have a few discs left, then we'll call it quits for the night. About 8 or 9 discs to go. This one just said for Rick on it again. A lot of these discs are probably, you know, updates from other colleagues and things sent back and forth or just reused. So you never know what's on them. That's why I don't look at these discs and judge them by the label and go, there's nothing on here. Because we saw there was some pretty cool stuff so far. Oh geez, yeah, it's kind of sad and scary when people go missing because, you know, you hope everything's okay, but sometimes, you know, you never know. Like, what was that guy? Jason from the Macintosh Museum. Awesome YouTube channel. Just, to my knowledge, it disappeared off the face of the earth. Hope they were okay, but, you know, at this point, it's like kind of scary. A lot of stuff here. None of which I can understand right now. But the disc backed up okay. Another spam disk, S100980. Very similar to the one that we did before. No, the rest of the discs. We're going to do the rest of the discs. Then it's bedtime. It's past 11 p.m. Coffee was just what I needed. Great. You'll be here until we wrap this up then. Yeah, so the source code of the Lisa operating system, I believe, is what was shared. I just love reading like the terms and conditions when you download that thing. You will not do this. You will not talk about it. You will not breathe about it. You will not share it. It's like, yeah, nobody's going to do that. Sure. It's a 4-year-old piece of software, Apple. Do your best. I mean, look, I'm super glad that it was archived and everything, and obviously Apple has to put some terms in there, but I don't think anyone's going to read it, and I don't think Apple's lawyers think that anyone's going to take that seriously. Nobody ever does. All right, so this says S1000980. Save. I'll be done soon, Mike. Keep your pants on. Yep, same error as before. Interesting as the demo one didn't complain about being write protected. All right, this is Mac Calc, but it has an X on it and some scribbles. So we'll see if this is actually Mac Calc. The back of it has a serial number of 10101. So there you go. Mike, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Eep, you do not have to do that. How many times do I have to tell you? You're just paying Uncle YouTube. But thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. Eep. Stop blaming this. Oh God, Mike. That is why do people keep mentioning pants? You guys are crazy. Oh, Falcor has been a member for 1 month. I'm wearing my party pants, the clean ones. Well, I mean, I hope your party pants are clean, unless you spilled chips and dip on them. I know, Mike, but you don't have to send other ones then. You made up for it, bud. Thank you. All right, so this is Mac Calc, serial number 10101. Same combination on my luggage. Copyright. How do I do that again? Yeah, 1987. Save. And let's see if it's actually the software. Excel stuff. No, it's not. Oh, look at this. I wonder what version of Excel this is. Does not say. 104, version 1.04. April 18th, 1987. Take care, Grudy. Take care. Wow, I'm so tired. I'm repeating myself. Take care, Grudy. Take care. See you, Lan. Let's see you. Bye. Bye. Like Porky Pig right now. No offense, Porky. Neat. Yeah, all right. Yeah. Let's see what this other one is. Look at all that free memory. I know. It's really funny running some of this stuff in an emulator. Oh, this one's not happy. Of course, like the last discs we pick are going to get happy. Wow. Wow. Brain hurt. Sleep deprived I am. Yes. So we have 3 Mac Calc discs left. We have a 4 RIC disc of February 28th, 1989. PKR source. And then MG backup 2188. Hey, there we go. Might be checking on an invisible file to prevent easy installation to a hard disk. Oh God. Yeah, that Excel thing was nuts. I appreciate everyone's help on that. That was crazy though. So like the Mystic Classic thing, I mean, people have figured out to swap the logic boards from the Color Classic and the LC500 series. I mean, I think they're pretty common because most of the people have done those upgrades. But you know, finding a Color Classic is they're pretty pricey, and finding like a 500 series that hasn't been like destroyed in shipping is also getting pretty uncommon. So I wouldn't say they're rare, but I would say finding one in good shape is pretty uncommon. So look at that. Perfecto. Do you have a working Lisa? I do have a Lisa 210. And I am very happy that, well, let me label this. I cannot do 2 things at once. Serial number is 9978. Copyright date, 1987. Temp 400. Well, nuts to that. So I do have a Lisa 210. I just picked it up in September. I replaced the reefer caps on the power supply, and I have to redo the whatchamadinger, the solder joints on the analog board, because when the machine's on for like a half hour, it starts to go like a bit wonky. So I need to do that. That's interesting for you. Yeah, I don't know if I have any other early versions of the Microsoft software like that, but if I ever do, I'll take a look. Mike. Love you, Mike. Out of curiosity, anyone refurbished a Panasonic floppy drive for a Mac, cracked mine open to find horizontal eject motor instead of a vertical one. Oh. I don't know if I've opened up a Panasonic one. I would assume it would be a 1.4 meg. That's the one for the 7300 or 7200 you have? Ask because a friend of mine has memories of a Mac Classic or a Classic. Part of me wants to give them something special as sort of, we want to be friends, but I appreciate the time we had. I mean, emulation is a great thing, but also like the CRTs and the analog board inside of like the Color Classic and the, hey, that image fine, and the that spam source apparently. So that's what that says. PXR is actually, that's actually spam source. I would actually go with like a Mac LC2 or an LC3 because you don't have to worry as much about the capacitors or, wow, brain. Yeah, the capacitors on the analog board. As much, I mean, you're going to have to recap it, the logic board and stuff, but like the 500 series and the Color Classic, you have to worry about the logic board and the analog board. You have to clean those all up. Those CRTs have a limited life. There's no native video out, so once they go, they go. And having like a Mac LC or even a 6100 or any Mac, depends on what the software you want to run. And Ron and I did a huge series on, a long video rather, on vintage Apple collecting and the basics of that. But essentially, depending on what software you want to run, that'll help you get the system. Look, I love CRTs. They're great. I love the form factor of the compact Macs and the all-in-one Macs. But if you're just like giving it to somebody as like, hey, here you go, have fun, and you don't want to put a lot of work into it, I mean, you're going to have to fix anything anyway. I mean, even if you get an LC, logic board has to be recapped. Power supply probably needs to be recapped. Floppy drive needs to be lubed up. Maybe a Raspberry Pi is best. I mean, honestly, you never know. You never know. I'm going to take a pen, or a pencil rather, and I'm just going to write on the back, spam source, because that label was hard to read. All right, a few more left. MG backup. Let's put that in. And image. I sure hope they still work, those ICs in the old Macs. Oh, well, thank you very much, Alan. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, look, the CRTs aren't going to last forever. They're tired and all that stuff, so. What's the symptom on your Lisa? Mine works for a while, but then the screen turns off after it warms up. But everything else keeps working. You need to fix that soon. See, mine will fade in and out. Like it will go. The Lisas apparently have a built-in like screensaver type thing. Like the screen will dim, and I wake it up and it's fine. But then like it'll just like really like pulse in and out. And from what I understand, that's hey, it worked fine. From what I understand, probably symptoms of like the analog board needing to be reflowed. And also those original caps are in there. So I'm sure that's like both of those things are going to bite me. I did order all the caps. I have not been brave enough to take out the CRT and do anything around that area. Well, that's a lot of source code here. Like think C, we got a README and a patch. Oh, that's right. I'm not on the hard disk here. Hold, please. But that would just be my guess. Can't open the README. Well, what if we go overkill and open Microsoft Word and open the README that way, huh? I guess we could open these code files too. README, think C 3.01p3. This patch transforms all earlier versions of 3.0x to version 3.01p3. You are prompted for a file containing a copy of blah, 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 blah. Do not patch your original. Oh, that's neat. Learn something new every day. Gone for a bit. I'd say you were gone for 2 hours. But yeah, that would my assumption be on the Lisa. I need to pay attention to the analog board and help that out a bit. But it does turn on, and I believe most of the keys on the keyboard work great. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, 3D printing and a lot of stuff has helped a ton with a lot of these things where... Was this a disc I just took out? Yes. have helped a lot of like hinges and plastics and stuff like that, where these things otherwise would have just been not replaceable. Oh, this is going to be a doozy, ain't it? Yeah, well, I got 3 discs to go, and then I'm calling it a night because it's 11:30 now. Oh, really? Have to be one of these discs? But I said I'd do it. But we've done this many so far, and that's just from this box. So we're making dents. We're making dents. Well, Falcor, I'm sorry. Well, I mean, if 3D printing has taught us anything, there'll be something that comes along next. Like cheap injection molding or something. Oh boy. Oh yeah, and then the metal MacBooks and stuff. See, that's funny because I look at those PowerBooks and MacBooks and I go, oh yeah, it's just, you know, that's fairly modern. But one day those will be hard to source. I mean, I have a stack of them in the basement now, parts and junk that really are just like in bad shape. But one day those will be valuable. Sloppy Malibu. Yep, good machines there though. Yeah, but I guess I see. I would wonder if the metal of those floppy gears pushing against the existing plastic gears in there would just destroy everything. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Holy crapola. I never take it for granted, but just look at that. Don't ask me how it does it, man, but that is a beautiful sight to see. Is it going to do everything in one sweep? Look at that, man. Make quick work of that disc. That is amazing. Let's see what's on here. F key sound mover. Info for Rick, cursor, boards. Looks like a lot of Mac graphics stuff. New contract, my notes. I'm not going to open that. Public domain sounds. Interesting. Pretty darn cool. I'll take a look at that later. We have 3 discs left. This is Mac Calc, serial number 1200. Oops, I cannot type because it's late. One day, son, this crap will all be yours. I mean, priceless valuables. Tons of floppies spit out. Oh, for him. Open my closet, a bunch of Laserdisc players. Daddy, what are these? One day, son, you would appreciate how the movies aren't out on other formats. Now they are. Oh. Got 2 errors. The Finder and the Mac Calc app itself. Well, let's see if we can fix that. Modern day Alienware will be in 30, 40 years. Yep. You got it. PowerBooks with stronger plastic than others, like the PowerMax 6100 is really brittle and bad. Is there a PowerBook that doesn't get brittle too much? I really don't know, Thomas. I mean, some of the earlier ones seem pretty good, but then again, anything mishandled and with age can just, you know, disintegrate. So I really don't have a good gauge for you there, but Steve will experience a stack of ImageWriter LQs falling forward. I only have 2, and they're separate on the shelves, so I can't do that, hopefully. Three blocks. Let's see. Yep, still those 2 files. Yeah, these last discs are going to give me a fight, aren't they? I'm going to manually eject this one. Just get a little bit of a clean. And retry those bad sectors. Well, see, I bought a 6100 AV or whatever it was at one of the VCF swap meets, and I very stupidly, and if Pseudos, if you're still here, you were present for this. I very stupidly put it on its face, and the front face plate just like front face plate cracked, and a little piece of plastic fell out, and Pseudos found it on the floor. Better eyesight than I do. But yeah, I mean, the rest of those machines I never had a problem with, but this particular one was very, very brittle. Well, time to spread this one in alcohol more. Hey, we got rid of 2. Now we're just down to 1 file, which I bet is MacCalc. No, it's the Finder. Well, technically don't need that, but let's try it anyway. Perfecto. And this serial number is, actually there's more to it. There's a BT10, well it's actually I or L, BTI0101B-1200. That is not complicated at all. And there we go. We got some sample MacCalc files. Empty folder. Version 1.0. Nice. All right, down to the last 2. This is another MacCalc disk, serial number 10163. Second to last disk here. I was afraid of that. Oh my God, look at this disc. What the hell? 4am is like getting PTSD over here. I mean, at least I have a lot of these MacCalc discs. So unless there was something super unique on this one. Pretty dithering. Oh God. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this. Because I'm curious if this one's any better. What's this one? 9014. Oh, I should have done that. Sorry, I'm sleepy. Although it's acting very happy. Wife just dropped the new M1 Mini on my desk. Time to set it up. Ooh, hopefully it wasn't physically dropped. Enjoy. That sounds like fun. Yeah, look at that. And this is version 1.2D, so this should work fine in System 6. Or not. Oh, Steven, you ever get tired of being wrong? No. All right, let's get this floppy drunk with alcohol, huh? This is the problematic one. I don't think this one's going to give us any luck. Oh, save the best for last, I suppose. And the stream on illegal instruction. See, 4 a.m. knows how to party. Well, that does that. Illegal instruction. So, this is 1.2. Although it did say 1.2D on the info here. System 6.0 multi-finder compatible. Which, I mean, technically it should be, but apparently it's not. Well, at least in this emulator. It could be doing a weird thing. Buffers. Let's see here. System 7. Yeah, let's make this thing sad. I don't think it works under System 7. None of these seem to have... I'm full of crap. Look at that. Well, it shows what the hell I know. I didn't think it would work under System 7. And it does, happily. Very cool. This disc is more bad sector now than good. Twisted and evil. So this is Mac Calc 1.2D Sys 7. Sys is unhappy. Oh boy. Well, I'm gonna retry. What the hell am I doing? I don't think it's gonna make much progress, folks. Unrecognized file system. Yeah, this is probably just like an old junk disk. Yes. Good night, Jay. Thanks for stopping by and all the stuffs. Just smash the like button. Well, folks, I guess now would be a good time to thank you everybody for stopping by as we wrap up with this poor floppy disk just giving us false hope. Let me know if you enjoyed these types of streams. I know the lighting in my office is terrible, and I know we just sort of have like windows and cameras all over this window thing that we've been streaming on, but I had fun. I'm getting through my backlog of discs. I mean, there's plenty more. Help me. But it's something I got to do at some point in time. So I usually do these when it's like I don't have the energy to repair stuff. It's a good thing I'm not holding a soldering iron with the way I'm. Hey Dave, I forgot to say hello to you before. Hey, and Jack, hello. Great for you to see. Great to see you stopping by. See, I'm so tired. I'm slurring words. Bad, very bad. Well, I think the way to close out this stream, as foreseen by the genius 4 a.m., is to make the computer sad. The virtual computer, that is. And so I think we could just open up this copy of Mac Calc, which for whatever reason hates System 6 but loves System 7, and get this beautiful illegal instruction. That's a proper way, I think, to end this stream, especially with this floppy disk not doing anything. So we're stopping this. We're going to eject this disk, and I'm going to just put a very little mark on the bottom that shows that it's very sad. And we will put it back in the original box because that's where it came from, and because I marked it on pencil, I don't have to put it in its own little bin here. But there we go. We've archived a heck of a lot of discs today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Sort of soothing, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, hey, look, out of, what did we do? how many discs did we do today? Probably like 40 or something like that. Out of that, we had like 1 or 2 really bad ones. Not bad at all, if I do say so myself. But anyway, I'm getting tired. Whatever time it is where you are, I hope you have a good rest of your day. Hope you have a good tomorrow. Hope you take care, stay safe, all that good stuff. Ron's 840AV is very sad. We'll try and get to that. I have a lot of stuff I have to do downstairs in order to get some repairs out to people. And life is just not letting me do that at the moment. So I appreciate everyone's patience. I'm not streaming here to like avoid doing that. It's just I don't have the mindset for it right now. But anywho, I'm rambling. Good night, everybody. Take care. Archive those floppies. Take out those batteries. And go look at BlueSCSI.com. The new BlueSCSI models just came out. Very cool stuff.